As we continue into New Mexico, we explore ancient cliff dwellings, mysterious rock carvings, and maybe even spot a few aliens. New Mexico has it all! Welcome back to the Perpetual Adventure Machine. Last week, you found us spending time along the Rio Grande and exploring the Taos area.
Every store that says Taos in the name looks like it says that they're selling tacos. There should be a Taos Tacos. If there's not a Taos Tacos, somebody's missing out. Because it would kind of look like it says Tacos Tacos.
This week, you'll find us doing our best to outrun several impending snowstorms.
Little bumpy dirt road.
Forecasts were calling for 8 to 16 inches of snow above 7,500 feet. Not exactly ideal towing weather. We knew it would be best to head to lower elevation and try to get away from the worst of the weather.
We looked out. No snow whatsoever. But what did we get? Mud. Lots and lots of mud.
It's so muddy.
It literally looked like our trailer just had gotten out of a monster truck rally.
At some point, we just had to laugh because the mud seemed determined to add about 500 pounds to the front of the rig.
Alright, it's dusk, so it's gonna be a little hard to see, but so much mud. I'll try and film again in the morning, but that's like an inch thick. That's so gross. That's gonna take some work to get off.
We laughed at the muddy mess we left behind at camp. And it's stories like these that we'll never forget from living full-time on the road.
Forced it, I put it in manual gearing and forced it to go to a higher gear because it was just staying in first the whole time.
Oh.
So I forced it into a higher gear.
Good job, it worked.
Yeah.
For not sliding that nice or sliding in the mud, right?
Apparently. It was a little bit of a struggle to get through the worst of the mud, but we climbed back up to 7,500 feet into the mountains to check out Bandelier National Monument.
Yesterday it doesn't look like we were gonna make it here. It was predicting, what, 8 to 16 inches of snow?
Yep.
And look, there's like none. So I don't...
Snowing, but there's no snow on the ground.
Right, so I'm not sure if it's still coming. Yeah, there's a second storm advisory for tonight, so I don't know, maybe that's when we'll get the worst of the snow. But we're glad to be here, even if it's snowing and a little cloudy.
Yeah.
We at least made it. We are about to see the remains of the ancestral Puebloan homes that date back to more than 700 years ago. On the 1.5-mile Pueblo Loop Trail, the first stop is the Big Kiva, a circular underground room used for religious, political, and community gatherings. Accessed by a ladder from the roof, it could hold around 100 people.
The people chose to live in this canyon because of the Frijoles Creek that ran through. Here they could farm corn, beans, and squash on the mesa above. Down on the canyon floor, you'll see the foundations of Quionne Pueblo, once a massive village with over 400 rooms. Definitely a flattened space.
These cliffside homes weren't just for fun. For the people living in them, it gave them a vantage point for any enemies approaching, and it kept them safe from floods. You coming up?
Yeah.
Another cool fact is that the dwellings also stay cooler in the summer months and warmer in the winter.
It's got a skylight too.
Many of the dwellings had soot-blackened ceilings from cooking fires, showing there were actually people that lived in these. Having hiked the Appalachian Trail and living full-time on the road, we have lived in some pretty unique places.
Not a bad space as far as size goes. You want to downgrade or upgrade to a smaller space? Spending time in these dwellings was really neat. I could totally picture myself living in them. This one's cool. This one's the kind I would expect someone to have been living here for 20 years. Having the community around you and just the uniqueness of living in those types of structures and feeling safe and secure would be just awesome.
Pretty good view out your front door. These Puebloans must have had really strong legs,
Right.
to climb up these cliffs and ladders and
It was really nice practically having the place to ourselves, but the downside to coming in winter is that the visitor center was closed.
Go for it.
The ladders felt sturdy, but I was climbing up with both hands on the rungs, and I had sturdy hiking shoes on. I'd imagine these people walked up and down these ladders daily, carrying food, water, supplies. Some of them probably even had an infant or a toddler on their back. Instant respect. That could not have been easy.
The alcove house is located at the top of a 140-foot tall ladder. At least they're pretty even. Otherwise, I'd miss one. Almost there. At the very top was another kiva. This one was much smaller than the one on the canyon floor. It's thought that it acted as their family room, or a gathering place for a much smaller group.
I was pretty proud of myself for climbing 4 ladders totaling 140 feet. That's a big one for me.
The ladders were wood and wet and slippery, all things I can see you wouldn't like.
ooh, snow's really coming down all of a sudden. Oh boy, we might want to move a little faster, huh? And then this guy over here is a mountain goat and just walks down forward.
I walked up him with no hand.
It is snowing big time now, so we are gonna get out of the mountains.
Winter in the mountains can be pretty unpredictable, and we found ourselves dodging yet another snowstorm.
Like no visibility whatsoever. Something's blowing in.
So we took a literal left at Albuquerque and found a great spot to call home.
So bumpy.
Yeah, it's a pretty terrible, not that bad looking road.
Right.
One of the great things about all this snow is that it washes the mud off of the trailer.
Old Town Albuquerque. Albuquerque's a little bit of a bust. It's raining.
We had a great breakfast.
We had a delicious breakfast at Church Street Cafe.
They make some delicious huevos rancheros and sopapillas.
We were going to explore it a little. I think some things are closed, but there was enough open. But it's just raining too hard to make it fun.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm glad we saw it, at least.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Guess we'll have to come back in better conditions. maybe in fall for the balloon festival. We woke up to sunshine for the first time in days. It felt good. It didn't really feel like we had just survived. I'd say the sunshine made us feel like we earned like a badge of honor. Like, yay, we made it through.
There are over 24,000 petroglyphs carved into these black volcanic basalt rocks.
Looks like we're going up that.
Most were created by the same ancient Puebloan natives we had just seen the homes of. But some of the Spanish settlers had added Christian crosses and livestock brands to the mix as well.
As we wandered among thousands of petroglyphs, it struck me. Why do we as humans always feel like we need to leave a mark? Maybe it's just a desire to be remembered, a way to communicate, or just simply a way to say, I was here. We asked the ranger what some of the symbols meant. His answer was vague. It was kind of along the lines of, whatever you see the meaning is, that's what the artist meant. It really didn't feel like a real answer. Maybe he meant that the symbols were supposed to spark personal connection. To us, it was more of a polite way of saying, I don't know. We observed spirals, suns, snakes, birds, lizards, and human figures. It does seem that many meanings on these rocks are intentionally layered or in a way left sacred by the artist, like they're not really meant to be understood by outsiders. Oh hey, look, it's our house. In the end, it left us way more curious than when we started. But maybe that was the point.
Roswell leans hard into its reputation. There are alien murals,
Are you gonna get on this spaceship?
statues, and billboards everywhere you look. They even have alien-eyed streetlights. Only in Roswell is McDonald's actually shaped like a UFO.
We had to check out the International UFO Museum and Research Center while we were here in Roswell. We learned a ton about the crash that happened on the ranch in July of 1947. At first, the military said it was a flying disc. Then all of a sudden, the story was changed to a weather balloon. What do you think? Was it a cover-up? Or do you think our government knows something about extraterrestrial life?
There were so many eyewitness testimonies, newspaper clippings, government documents, and very well done displays in the museum. They did a great job embracing the mystery of aliens without actually claiming to prove aliens are real.
Shops here overflow with t-shirts, shot glasses, plush aliens, and keychains.
Follow the green feed, it said.
We never feel like we need souvenirs. We much prefer experiences. So we stopped in this little vintage candy shop, and we each picked out a uniquely flavored soda pop. Cheers! I got unicorn yak. It's a red.
Nevada Reaper.
I'm not trying yours.
That's good.
Being here, we debated and speculated all things alien. It brought up some really good conversations between us. The cloudy sky looks really cool behind it. Part of the charm of Roswell is that it invites you to play along. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, either way, this town is very entertaining. New Mexico continues to remind us that adventure comes in all shapes, eras, and maybe even colors, if you count the aliens. We love sharing our adventures with you. Thanks so much for being here. Until the next adventure, we'll see you next time.